Hopefully if you come on here, you're still up. I hate it when people asleep come on here. Well, what up, Big Kev? Well, I know what's up. You is. So is I. I'll try turning that APU off back there. Saddle Tramp.
You have 0 hours and 54 minutes of remaining drive
Still
time.
crazy. I didn't know it had ever changed. Bad storm in Wyoming. Warwick, what's up, mate? Because it's a good day not to be in Wyoming. That's where Warwick would rather be. He wants to see one of them good western storms. Dadgum. Airplane coming in right there. Howdy, Bobby. I sure don't like him coming that close to me. I'm sure he's a lot higher up than it looks like. That's a big one. I could read the bottom of him. It said BR549. I know a lot of you don't know. YouTube ain't breaking up, man. It looks good on my part. Well, that's because I can see me and I think I look good. So where you at out there, Kev? You know your phone's having issues. Big Bear, what's up with you? Me, I'm still up. Not for too terribly long, I reckon. Laramie. There ain't a whole lot out there to block that storm, buddy. I think they got like 3 trees that they all share. I think that's where that petrol's at, ain't it? Sitting on top of that damn hill. Sat out there and had my truck just a rocking before. And not in a good way. Now here comes another airplane. I hope that they got plenty of fuel enough to make it to the airport. Most of them chicken coops ain't nothing like they used to be, Tramp. Let me reverse that. I don't know if y'all can see that plane coming or not. No. Well, you're seeing it my reflection. I'm thinking maybe it would show good enough where you could see his individual lights. Yeah, there it is. That one ain't got near the lights. It looks like he's going so slow. Yeah, I understand. Ain't too many people coming in tonight. Jay Ryder, what's up? Nope, I sure did not. Well, I'm going to have to watch that video a time or two. As the modifications I'd have to make to that rack look like they could be a little bit challenging. I've got a good shop I could take it to that could do it, and I wouldn't. Now the video I sent to you, that looked like the same rack of that video that you sent me. So dollar-wise, I bet the one you sent me would be cheaper. But I wouldn't use them 4x4s under there. I would have to do it right. And in my opinion, he didn't do it right. That's just my opinion. Then if you look at some of the places where he got holes in there, it looks like they blasted them with a torch and burned off some of his protective painting. That ain't good. So I would mount mine differently, that's for sure. And then where the back tires would go, if you watch that again, fella's gonna have to be awful creative on how he can take that from a single to a trike. So I watched it again during my 30-minute break while I was eating lunch. But it's a start. It's a basis to start with, that's for damn sure. Ralph, what's up with you? Well, I'd like to say I appreciate you agreeing with it, but unfortunately, that's the ugly side of trucking. And I didn't say it, but not only is that the ugly side, we also have some assholes, and he apparently is one. And that happens more often than we like to think, folks. It really does. The one before that one, I don't remember which one that one was. One before that was a live stream, wasn't it? So it must be like 3 or 4 videos ago. Sitting here watching the traffic. A lot of them Can-Ams coming up out of El Paso. Well, one of these shippers have got a big old yard down there. Well, let me rephrase that, because it ain't that big. But they sure got the Can-Ams stacked up in there. And I just watch them go by, flatbed loads of them. I don't know how many I've seen today. The one by grabbing the guns, gotcha. What up, Williams? Well, and that's what he said, is he had he put a shipping blanket over it, and then he had a cover he put on it. And he said that kept most of the nasty off. But I would still put it in a garage. And I'm down there by Abilene, William. Parked up at a Huddle House. Truck stop with a Huddle House. Told Grandma I probably wasn't getting no dinner tonight, but now breakfast in the morning. That could be a whole different story. Because I'll have a little bit of time in the morning. I'm 165 miles away from my receiver, which is up in Fort Worth, and I have to be there at 1 o'clock. A damn grocery warehouse. Oh, I hate them. Now I've been by Dollywood, but I ain't never stopped. And the part of Dollywood where they got the rides and all that, that really don't interest me. But they're supposed to have an old time town there type deal. Now that would interest me. Have you been on a live stream before, William? Your name ain't jumping out to me. I'm usually pretty good about remembering people have been in here. However, I do have that sometimes. Eight people and 3 thumbs up. What's up with that? Y'all hit that thumbs up for me. You know my troll's gonna be in here in a little bit and hit the thumbs down. Thank you. There's one more. Well, welcome to the live stream, man. Oh, me, oh my. I know I'm a tired puppy. I ain't done that many miles. It's just from El Paso to Abilene. That's a long, boring ride. And there's another airplane. Well, at least their flight pattern is over that way, not literally right over the top of me. I never realized before how much they rock when they're coming in like that. And when you're in them, you don't feel them doing that. I never was a big fan of flying. I don't like giving the control to somebody else. I'm like that when I'm riding too. I just soon be the driver. Hell, it don't matter how much either one of them's worth. They ain't gonna share. And I'm surprised she's only worth 500 million. What up, Cutter? Well, yeah, if you're the one doing the flying, it's fun. I've never had a problem with my cell phone. I turned that radio on for a few minutes today. There was a wreck blocking the interstate. It wasn't much help, but I turned it on for 15, 20 minutes. There's a big dip coming into this place, and it amazes me. They slow down so that their truck don't hit it so hard. But as soon as the tractors clear their gassing on it, you watch that trailer just catch hell, about like them airplanes. How's the house coming along? You gonna be in it this winter? Or you gotta wait on the wood and the nails to thaw out? You get her dried in and insulated? I envy you on building a house, dude. I mean, my house is fine and all that stuff, but I like my woodworking, my carpentry, and I did remodeling more than anything. Hopefully mid-December. You saying you're hoping to be in it by mid-December? Oh, it can be long drawn out. Well, look how long you're dealing with the permits and stuff, and the appraisals and all that. Look at the bright side. If you'd got that cab over from your sister, you'd put about the same amount of money into it. At least this way you're getting a house for your money. Well, your crews will be trying to get it wrapped up by mid-December. They'll be wanting that big payday before Christmas. See, now that you practiced, the wife will want you to build another one next year just a little bit bigger. She's going to be wanting that extra porch and balcony. You know, me and Grandma like watching that Texas Flippin' Move. Anybody watch that? I've been pointing out to her. Now, I enjoy the show, don't get me wrong. But I hate it when people try to pull the wool over my eyes. They'll bid on this house and move it onto this land. And now when they buy it, they go through and they're criticizing stuff and all this. It don't matter. They always tear everything out anyhow, according to the show. But if you get watching it, when they decide to expand it and all this, they tear down every damn wall. Now they bought the house for $700-800. Then they paid anywhere from $7,500 up to $15,000 to move it. And if you're watching, they end up with all new wood for the walls and stuff, studs. Wind up with all new roof. You can't tell where the old floor is, but even if they did use the old floor, why would you pay that kind of money for a floor? Yeah, and I had to pause it and back it up a couple times over the weekend with watching a couple of them. I said, now you showed me those walls. There ain't none. Show me where the old floor is. You can't see it. Why don't you just have a damn show called Texas House Building? No, man, what's up? You mean I done got my thumbs down? Well, I'm not surprised. That's my troll. It don't matter what the video is. They come through and give me that thumbs down. They're trying to ruin my rating is what they're trying to do. It's just their way of being mean. Oh, not all bad. Better than yesterday. Yesterday I wanted to beat somebody's butt. It was bad. I had a mad going yesterday. They brought out that other side of me that y'all don't want to see. And I got a train behind me I'll have to hear tonight. I'll sleep right through that rascal. What up, Cliff? Well, I didn't think I was hungry. I'm starting to get hungry. Now that I'm winding down and all. Well, it's always good to be heading home. It's even better to have a home to head to. There's black and white. Don't bother me, I'm off duty. He's going to the huddle house. Now in a minute you'll see all the truck drivers coming out. Boy, they've been working hard in Texas today. I've seen them with more four-wheelers than trucks, but I have seen them with a couple of trucks. Now, how bad do you have to be in an 80-mile-an-hour zone to get pulled over by Texas black and white? And then talking about dummies, I watched the flatbed, two of them pulled out, one following the other one. Same company, you can tell they was running together. Front one did not have a trailer light number 1 on it. And you're leaving a truck stop in the dark without lights? Really? Not this boy. Now, there was a day I would have done it, but this ain't that day. Oh no, this was in person and it wasn't with a truck driver. Uh-oh. Now you're just trying to tease me, Nomad. I thought I was going to like you, but I can change my mind. I'm going to start calling you Mr. Potato Head. Go ahead. I know, you can't change your name now for 90 days, but when you do, I want you to change it to Mr. Potato Head. How many of y'all even remember that game? Would you call that a game? Grandma got her some tie-dye t-shirts this year while we was on vacation. Our goal was to buy one from each state we went through, but she only got two, one in Georgia and one in Alabama, I think. But she was wearing one of them the other day when we went shopping. And I swear she must have had 3 or 4 people, including one was a kid. Oh, I like your shirt. I said, see, the 70s are coming back around. JJ, what up? You ain't gonna save nothing for me. Don't start lying now. Yeah, Bobby, there's your little brother. Uh-huh. Missing the road. Oh, I've adopted all kinds of throwaway children. What's bad is I got a couple of them on there that think I'm their grandpa. I'm like, hell, I'm just a baby. What do you mean you're grandpa? Well, JJ, that'd be about like saying, do we consider you 2-year rookies as a truck driver? No. Ouch. Did I get him, Tramp? Did I get him? Because you enjoy it, JJ. You're a glutton for punishment. Well, at least FX took it easy where his trailer didn't do that rocking and rolling. I really don't want to go in there and order anything and wait on it to get cooked. Michael, what's up? Yeah, actually I am, Michael. They're very handy. We have them on our trailers. Now the system they have on the trucks that's built in, it tells you when you're at different temperatures and different pressures. Now that's a pain in the ass. Larry had them turn it off on some of our trucks. If you're an experienced driver and he thinks he can trust you to actually check your tires, he'll turn it off. Well, you shouldn't talk to people from Oklahoma City. Mr. Smith, what's up? Don't recall seeing you on here. Welcome to the live stream. Oh, hell, Tramp. Who's talking about making people mad? If they can't stand a little teasing and poking fun at them, they're on the wrong channel. And by now, everybody knows I'm liable to pick at anybody. Very seldom do you see that in person, Michael. Chances are it was staged. Brian, what up? Well, thank you, sir. Glad you enjoy it. Now knock it off with the on and off and stay on. Just go ahead and hit the little bell over there so it'll tell you every time I put up a video. Then come watch it and hit the thumbs up. Then you can go to my t-shirt page and buy a t-shirt. And say I watched videos with Papa Joe. Really, Nomad, no melting in here. Well, we actually try not to let them go boom on the road. That makes them 2 or 3 times their real value. I tell you what, we had one trailer left out. He didn't make it 200 miles from the yard and the tire went boom. One of them $500 road calls. Larry was not happy. He was talking to his people. But when we go in and drop a trailer, they're supposed to pull it through the shop, load it or not, and inspect it, check lights, tires, all that stuff. And then it goes out on the ready line to either be delivered or loaded. He don't like it when his trailers leave that yard and then break down. Or his trucks. And you pull in with one of your truck and he's around, don't be surprised if he don't come around, do a slow walk around your truck, and he'll spot stuff the mechanics don't spot. He's good. He's been doing it a while. Nope, never have hit a deer, knock on wood. If you just jinxed me, I'm going to be mad at you. I'll be doing my own melt. I had one out driving Grandma's convertible, and I had one run into it, and I thought it was going to come through the top. Poked holes in it with its antlers and stuff. That was a big fight with the repair people. That was in her Sebring. And it had a real glass back window in it with heating and all that. They had to replace the top. Then they're calling us and want us to go with an aftermarket plastic back window. No. Oh, well, this window block, I don't give a damn. Put it back like it was. They didn't like me. They now Nomad's hit a deer. It was with his fishing lure out there trying to fish. And he couldn't even catch it. But he caught a tater. Dumpster, what's up? Yeah, that ain't good when your tires pass you. Oh, we like the Sebring. Unfortunately, Grandma let one of the daughters use it too many times, and she tore it up. Right? Well, if you ever catch one on that rod and reel, buddy boy, you're in for a hell of a fight to land that one. Uh-huh. Hey, now, Grandma, she's from the coast, down west, South Texas. And she caught a damn pelican one time. She was out there surf fishing, and she goes to cast out into that surf, and here comes a pelican and snatched her damn bait, shrimp, out of midair, and now she's fighting with a damn pelican. Wound up having to cut her line, because it's actually against the law to catch pelicans. What up, Cal? Yeah, I tell all my kids and grandkids not to be a truck driver. Didn't have to tell my boys. They all agreed. Their motto was, we don't want to go into an industry we grew up hearing Daddy cuss. So one was a chef. He's no longer with us. He died in that wreck. The other one's a maintenance supervisor or crew leader at a some kind of wood chipping plant. Then the other one, he's a lab inspector and studying for his PhD. So they stayed away from trucking. Now the one going up for his PhD, he was a dispatcher for Swift. Oh goodness. Oh, I need to do my bedtime meds. Here's supper tonight. It's better than a potato. So how goes that job, Nomad? You still liking it? Yeah, I got daughters. I had 3 boys and 3 girls. Nah, a little bit too rare for me. I like mine pink, not bloody. Icon, what up? Oh, me, oh my. Well, dumpster, that goes back to the thing that I tell everybody about. If you want to be home every day, they penalize you in money. So them spotters, they agreed to work for a lot less. Oh yeah, well, you're gonna have to be careful all that jumping around company to company. Now, did you lose your job or did you quit? Drastic difference there, young man. Well, I knew you didn't expect that to last a long time. I'm talking to Nomad. But write it out while you can and be looking for something to start up first of the year. Just in case they don't keep you. Them telling you they're going to keep you, that's liable just to get you to stay till their season's over. But you already know that seasonal work. I had dirty fingernails. That drives me nuts. Backwoods, what's up? Much gooder. Much gooder. Well, and that's how I am, you know. My dirty fingernails is part of the job, but you ain't gotta leave them like that. Everybody's on electric nowadays. Well, I've told you about that. Out driving your comfort zone. And I've also told you all about how they'll tell you how great you are and we're going to keep you forever until we have a disagreement, and then you're gone without notice. When you go to quit, you make damn sure you give them a 2-week notice. Gotcha. I've only did that to a couple companies, give them a 2-week notice. I am not a firm believer in it at all. I've done seen too many places that have just closed the door on you, fire you, let you go, lay off. I don't care what terminology it is. They'll let you go in a heartbeat with no notice. But you got to give them a 2-week notice, right? Well, Nomad, you know you can probably get on over here with a helping word from me. You're not going to get the time off like you had over there with CFI. Well, if I work at a truck driving school, I ain't retired then, am I? You'd just be changing jobs. Me and you both, Dumpster. What up, Kent? Columbia, South Carolina at the Petro. Well, some of them make some big bucks. Some of them just lie about it. I've seen a good dollar or two out here in my day. I've also seen not a good dollar in my day. I'm parked beside a W9 over here. I love my W9s. Well, that's true, Nomad. Yeah, it's all in how they start, Cal. You're not a doctor, but you play one online? I hear you. I'm not a truck driver, but I sure talk a good story. I play one online too. And y'all actually believe I'm a truck driver. Har, har, har. I watched Smokey and the Bandit 200 times to get to be this smart. Well, I'm 60 and still working. At least for now. I have plans. Boy, I can hear his tires going down the road. Pickup. That would drive me nuts. No, actually, this is in my man cave. This is my man cave. – 40 years? We'll plan for it. Y'all got me figured out. Well, Jay, that might be true, but they're obviously making money or they'd close their schools down. Because they damn sure ain't doing it for you and I. some of the money that I've heard of for these truck driving schools is ridiculous. But if that's the kind of stuff you're looking up on your downtime, you need to find something better to do with your time. Well, you think that forklift was bad, get in one of these things for a few years. Well, that's what we call professional students. Most of them, you're going to find out that they got their student loans and then they dropped half or more of their courses and went out and partied on the money. All right, Nomad, enjoy. Call me tomorrow. They're good looking W9. Head go. Well, good luck with that collection. Don't call me, 'cause I ain't gonna pay them. That's what I still are, a paid tourist. There goes another choo-choo train. Twenty people and 15 thumbs up and at least one thumbs down. A lot of dentists owe money. Okay. What up, Spencer? Don't recall seeing you in here before. Welcome to the live stream. All right, Cal, take it easy, man. Usually about Oklahoma is about as far as I go anymore. I mostly do Oklahoma and Texas. They throw in little Arkansas and Louisiana. Well, last week I wound up running out to New Mexico. Albuquerque. That don't happen very often. I made 2 trips over to El Paso. That don't happen very often. Well, when they get me out of my norm, I don't raise a fuss. I figure they must really need it done, or they wouldn't have me do it. And it don't bother me a whole lot to get off them same old roads all the time. That's a bad thing about regional. Running the same roads all the time. William, what's up? Well, I hated her having to go through what she's going through. Well, that APU's running. I might well turn that AC on a little bit. There we go. John, what's up with you? Well, Brian, welcome to the live stream. Well, I understand, William. Oh, it's around 70 here, more or less. I really haven't looked. No, Jay, I did not. Didn't try. Didn't want it. Well, actually, Brian, if you engage in the conversation, you'll find out your name gets spoken quite often. No, Spencer, it used to be very expensive. I ain't got a clue what it costs anymore. I doubt if they've got any cheaper on it. And I try not to go over that way. Waiting on your load. Been there, done that. Nope, I ain't had the ATS. Does that stand for another truck show? Har, har, har. Yeah, I've heard of different truck simulators and all that stuff. Never tried one. But I have been to another truck show. Me and Grandma have been to a couple of them. Been to Sturgis too. In a truck. Without a bike. That sucked. Alright, well, I had somebody else did one of my videos quite a while back. I forget which one he did. He put it in his game. It was one of them truck simulators. And he sent me a link to it. And the truck took off, and that you could hear my voice when I was talking while he was trucking. It was quite interesting. Oh, I don't care. Go ahead, dude. Go listen to the one Trucker Stories with a Point, I think it is. The old 40 countdown. I remember that well. Casey Kasem. No, I don't think. I haven't even heard of Jesse in so long. If he was going to try to run, he should have done that years ago when he was a governor. No, Jesse Ventura is a joke. He's only in any of it for the money. Just like him being a governor, and then he'd start doing that show right after it. I forget what it was. Trying to uncover secret government stuff and whatnot. Well, Brian, I appreciate your service. You know, being old jarhead and all. That jump, 19 years. They fired up that W9 next door. And every time I turned my key, the APU turned off. But it takes me a minute to get that fans on the right thing with Diggy. Okay, I don't know what you're calling his son's show. I only know he was in it. All right, Spencer, take it easy, man. No, I am a Marine. Once a Marine, always a Marine. Yes, I have, JJ. It sucks. No, I don't like Ice Road Trucker. I watched it the first season or two. It was interesting, but no. And actually, if you listen to my phone interviews, I was talking to Goat Bob's son-in-law. He lives in Alaska, and they filmed part of that Ice Road Trucker up there by him. And boy, he calls them out. He calls it fake too. Imagine that. A fake TV show and it's a reality show. So does that mean it's real fake or it's fake real? I bet Alex was pretty cool. Well, thank you for subscribing. And there's a little bit of the word. Sunday mornings, 9 o'clock for you new people. I do a live stream sharing the word. And they are back in the playlist. Go to the playlist and find Simple Word of God. A little preaching won't hurt you. It can definitely help you, but it won't hurt you. Pretty much, William. Well, it happens, JJ. So I got a medicine bag back there. Matter of fact, it's about that time of year I give me some day and NyQuil. Daytime and nighttime NyQuil at that. I tell him, but he ain't got trailer lights either. Now, if he does a pre-trip, he'll see he don't have trailer lights. If he looks in his mirrors, he should see he don't have trailer lights. So let's see if he leaves without trailer lights. You wonder how mad who gets. The receivers? Depends upon where he was going. If they was going to a typical warehouse, which is more than likely, they don't care. They'll just reschedule it for another day. If they had parts on for a just-in-time delivery, they get upset. The automotive industry, back when I delivered their stuff. Boy, you miss a load with that, and that's liable to shut down that plant. That gets very expensive. Well, I don't know. I don't watch them to keep track of them. But I imagine more than one. And your hard hat, huh? Time to get a new hard hat. Oh, goodness. Uh-huh. Whoa, I'm about ready to call it night. Eat my 2 bananas and go to the parking lot all lit up. JJ, I've been trying to leave your message alone, your comment alone, but I'll ask you, why is it so dangerous to skip a pre-trip? Well, you tell me why. Or why you think it is. And while you're thinking about it, explain to me why you're supposed to do a pre-trip before you leave. You do a post-trip when you're done driving for the day, and you take your 10-hour break, and then you got to inspect it again. What do you think will happen to your truck while you're asleep? What's up, God? Welcome to the live stream. I know I ain't seen that name before. And actually, yes, I do have my own authority. And no, I don't use it anymore. What could a driver do to tamper with your truck? Well, I've heard drivers talk about the pulled fifth wheel, and it's a fifth wheel, not a kingpin. It's called a kingpin release, or your fifth wheel. Never have seen it happen. I've heard the stories. The switching airlines, that has happened, but that's usually a company driver playing a prank on a company driver, or a buddy harassing a buddy. There's also the old penny deal where you put a penny in their line. But in damn near 30 years, I have never seen it happen. The penny deal, I've seen that happen. But like I said, that was on the yard, and that was buddies harassing buddies. And do you know how to keep them from pulling your kingpin? There's a simple thing to do where you ain't got to worry about that. Or pulling your fifth wheel release. He just turned on his lights and he's pulling out. There's his mid light, it ain't on. His corner lights are not on. He does have lights on the back. But look at him pulling out. And then when he gets busted, he's gonna bitch about how bad the DOT is. They was harassing him. When I was pulling containers out of the rail yard in Atlanta, you go pick them up. You're supposed to do your inspection on them. And, you know, you're given a sheet. You've got a sheet. You can mark off any and all damages. And if it's tires and different things, they have different repair places inside according to, depending upon whose container you're pulling. So you'd go to one of their repair things. They would fix it for free because it's theirs. Then as you left, you would turn in your inspection. So then when you come back in, they inspect it. And if you got a blown tire, lights out, stuff like this, you have to pay for it to be fixed before it comes in, because it was operational leaving according to your report. And so many of them drivers would raise a fuss because they would just grab it and haul butt. DOT around Atlanta would bust them left and right for bad tires, no lights, all this stuff, and it was just the DOT harassing them. Gotcha. Then when they come in, the port is harassing you. Now, how about doing it the right way? And that's where you've heard me tell you before that I carried extra sausage and biscuits around of a morning, or some donuts. And I got to know several people that did the repairs. Otherwise, you'd be over there in that long line waiting to get repaired. I'd go out on the line where one of their service trucks was, stop and shoot the bull, give him a biscuit or a couple donuts. They would fix mine right out there where they was at. They wasn't supposed to, but they would. And I'd get on out the gate. And I only got harassed by DOT one time. And that was because there was an old placard on the side. And it was a habit that we all did. We carried spray paint because you couldn't peel them damn things off. And I spray painted over it. And they had started, it wasn't no new one, or they started making us peel them off. Spray paint them wasn't good enough anymore. Really? So, it's a matter of learning what you're doing. Now, why would they make you get your own authority in California? You driving a company truck? Or are you leased on somewhere? That's exactly right, Mike. You set your trailer brakes and you put pressure against that kingpin release, and it will not pull. Canceled all the California lease operators. Now, why would they do that? 60 ton, huh? That's a heavy load, John. Are you in the U.S. or you in Canada? Well, JJ, I wasn't trying to chastise you at all. I was picking your brain. I know you're still learning. And you should always walk around and thump your tires. You should always check all your lights before you pull out of a day. The tires can't go flat. You are correct. I've had it happen before. You just give it a good walk around and eyeballing. I'm not one of these to crawl up, all up underneath it and check the ribs and get under there and check the slack adjuster. Now when I had the same trailer all the time, that's a different pre-trip. But I knew that trailer inside out. But I still walked around and checked all my tires, thumped them. If you know what you're listening for, you can tell if there's even 5 pounds difference. You can tell with a good thumping. I always checked all my lights on them boat trailers. They was notorious for having light issues. And also with a boat trailer, we had a lot of dunnage that had to be strapped down. So you'd always check that. So there are some things you do need to walk around and check. Dangerous? That depends upon what could go wrong. My dunnage, some of it was some big, long steel tubes that we use for building racks for the boats to set on. Yeah, if you lost one of them on the highway, that could be pretty dangerous, I reckon. Blowing a tire and leaving a gator. Yeah. So yeah, you do need to do a pre-trip. The dangerous part, that's up to the individual on their definition of dangerous and what could go wrong. The post-trip is basically to give you a heads up if anything went wrong during the day. And I see more people doing post-trips than I do pre-trips. That's just one of them things where before these ELDs, if I had an issue and I was doing my post-trip and found a light out that I couldn't repair, or I heard an air leak or something, then I could go to the shop if that fuel stop had a shop, and I could get it fixed during my downtime. Nowadays with these ELDs, that ain't so easily done. Another pet peeve of mine is you can be driving and blow a tire, and before I quit using the CB, you'd have some damn rookie get on there and, oh, you should have did a pre-trip. Like a pre-trip prevents tires from blowing. Like the only time you would have a flat is when you're shut down. You could have drove 400 miles that day and blew a tire. It happens. It's trucking. But to hear some of these individuals, they'll be, oh, you should have did a pre-trip. You've done a pre-trip, that wouldn't have happened. Really? And that's why I question people when they make them comments. Windmills, gotcha. Your trailer trucks? You mean the landing gear? A 45-minute pre-trip? 5 minutes kicking the tires around and 40 minutes of watching Swifty back in. Witness it, I've had it happen. Well, what did you tell him, Ralph? See, that's where my smart ass would kick in. How did the tire go flat? By letting all the air out. I lost a steer tire. I was doing 70 miles an hour through the Carolinas. Kerrville Road. And I watched that steer tire take off and leave me. And I got her stopped without wrecking. Thank you very much. I'm sitting there waiting on somebody to bring me a whole tire. I mean, the rim and all. That tire hit that wall and it went gone. You won't believe how many drivers asked me, did you go find that tire? I said, no. Well, I would have went and found it. I would have found out why it came off. No, the rim was still there, but it chewed the rim up. The tire came off the rim. I said, I didn't want the damn tire. I didn't care why it came off. It came off. Then the tire guy, when he got there, I made him take that rim off, put the tire on it, and put it on the back, and take one of my backs and put it up front. He didn't like it, and I didn't care. That's what I wanted him to do. Well, that makes no sense. The hell you say? That rim is chewed up. He did bring an extra rim, but I didn't need it. Tire done came off of it. The last thing I want is that on a steer tire now. I want it in the back. If it comes off, I got plenty of extra ones back there. Up here, it's kind of solo. But yeah, that was a trip. I would have went and found it. It was dark. Who knows where that tire went? And it was obvious it didn't like me and didn't want to be with me. See ya. Well, actually, JJ, that's a good question for folks watching. What do you do when you lose a steer tire? What is the proper protocol for when you have a steer tire flat or whatever? Big old crane going by in the middle of the night. And in them situations, JJ, stuff's happening so fast you ain't got time to be scared. You're just reacting, or I was just reacting. And I don't see anybody answering your question, JJ. Well, Ralph, that's probably what I would have done, but I'd had a gun in my hand. But I'm a Texan. and the hillbilly. Alright, folks. I'm about ready to call it an evening. It'd be pick another career. Actually, John, there's a whole bunch of videos covering all that stuff. Go into my playlist and find So You Want to Be a Trucker and watch some of them. There's all kinds of them in there that's telling you all about the industry, different aspects of it. There's also another one about phone calls where I've talked to people just coming in and people that's been in it a while. So if you'll go into the playlist and find some of the videos that's in the archives, you get a whole bunch of answers to that. JJ, I'm going to answer your question for you right quick, which the answer will probably surprise you, which is also why I have issues with another habit companies have. The proper thing that you do is you gas on it. You hit the accelerator and pick up some speed. The theory is, let's say that front right tire blows on you. Alright, when you gas on it, the momentum is supposed to pick that side up and give you a couple of seconds to get control. In other words, to be able to turn off your cruise and whatnot, and then you start slowing down slowly and ease it on over. That's what you're supposed to do. Now the problem is, and this company does it, they set your computer up on your truck wrong. On this truck, foot speed is 68 miles an hour. The cruise control is set for 70. They do that so that you'll use the cruise control and save them gas, fuel mileage. However, if I've got my cruise set on 70, which I do, and I blow that tire, I don't have nothing left to gas on it to bring that tire back up. So, and I learned that from Smith driving classes. I'm a firm believer in the Smith driving classes. If any of y'all are ever offered them, and a lot of the big companies offer them, I suggest you take them. Take them with an open mind. You can learn a lot, and take them every chance you get. I've taken them about 3 different times, and all 3 times was by different people and I learned something different every time. I like them. I highly encourage them. So many people would go into them classes all offended and mad because they're having to take this safety course, and they didn't take nothing away with it. I took something away. No, they're good. I hear you, William. And with that, I just had a noisy truck parked beside me. I'm sure you heard. I'm going to start getting ready to go to bed. Appreciate y'all coming in and joining me tonight. Thank you to the new subscribers. Hope y'all enjoy the channel. Go through the archives, watch a few of those videos. Y'all remember, God loves you. So do I. See you Sunday morning now. Good night.